everybody. Welcome to my TikTok live. So I was on Facebook and I posted some funny thing that my son said, who was 9, and people who get butthurt about stuff got butthurt about it, but most people thought it was cute, where my son said that having a step parent allows, 3 parents to be there to drive the kids around. It was a funny thing. You could follow me on Facebook to see what it was. But anyway, it led to a discussion where some guys were saying that, like, divorce is, like, the worst thing in the world for men in particular, because they are financially ruined and everything and just destroyed in every which way. I've not seen this, at all. I work with lots and lots of guys who got divorced, and plenty of people who are getting divorced, because that's a real typical time for guys to start therapy, which is awesome, because women love guys who go to therapy. That's like the new, 8-inch dick. It is. Like women brag to each other, hi Bruce, about that their husbands have gone to therapy. Or their boyfriends. This is like a thing. Sometimes men don't understand women don't understand men, so I'm here to bridge that gap. Women will be like, oh my God, and do you know that he has a therapist? Hi, Gary. And thanks for following me, everybody that's following me. People be like, oh my God, this guy I met, I thought he was awesome, but he's even more awesome than I knew, because he goes to therapy. And women, you went to a lot of therapy in prison. Well, look, some good, some bad, in that sentence. But the therapy part's great. But the point here is women love guys who've been in therapy. So the guys who do particularly well after divorce, and I've written about this, is sensitive guys, by which I don't mean you can do a violin song or something. I mean guys who have thought about their emotions. 3 degrees, that's awesome. That's more than me. No, it's not. Why am I stupid? But anyway, women love sensitive guys, especially after divorce, because women tend to divorce more narcissistic guys, and so then who are they ready for? Who do they really want? Guys who have any sort of emotional intelligence. Women who have been in a relationship with a man that's been pretty cold and closed off emotionally, which usually leads to women being pretty dissatisfied, are all ready to be involved with more emotionally aware guys, and this can be you if you are a guy who goes to therapy after divorce. And also, any guy that I know who has divorced, either in my life or as a client, they date pretty avidly. And it's a lot different, the dating, when you are in your 40s versus in your 20s. In your 20s, you couldn't get a date to save your life, possibly. In your 40s, you're much more confident. You got your wits about you, and the playing field has changed. So, and there's all these women, they're from basically you could date from 25 to 40 if you're 40, or younger, I guess, but people start to look down on you. Either way. The point is if you're in an extremely unhappy marriage where there is no love, no closeness, open conflict in front of the children, and you're thinking that you're not going to get divorced because it's going to be so bad and you'll never find love again, and this just is not the case for the majority of dudes. Between dating apps and just the fact that you're way more confident as an older guy than you were as a younger guy, it's totally different. The game, it's game changer. And most guys go out and sleep with a bunch of people and then settle down. They remarry at higher rates than women, and they remarry quicker than women. And so, yes, you may have to pay alimony, you may have to pay child support, although both of those things are changing a lot. More and more women are earning the same amount, so the alimony is not an issue. The 30% of women are primary breadwinners, as I discussed in my podcast and my post. So a lot of alimony may not even be an issue in your state. And with joint custody, there's frequently not much child support, if any. So the point is, nobody should be staying in a loveless, horrible, conflictual relationship because of fear. Should you just divorce and not even try to work on it? Of course not. Who the hell would say that? I would never say that. But you can go to couples counseling. It's going to work better if you're not terrified. If you understand that, like, you could have a life after the relationship, you know? And of course, this goes for women too. Many women stay in bad relationships because they think that nobody would love them. Nobody would love their body, their post-childbirth body. And, like, they wouldn't be able to find anybody who would love them and their kids, you know? So, how much does what cost? A divorce? It varies. But 3 girls pregnant at work, man, you're going to have a lot of child support one day. But anyhow, nobody of any gender, of anything should stay in a relationship that is horrible because of fear. So the first step, of course, is to, you know, work on it. Work on yourself in individual counseling, which, as I told you already, is catnip for women, and in couples counseling, which can really bring some relationships back from the precipice. Not all, you know. I can't answer any money questions. I am not a money question person. In terms of how much a prenup costs, I'm sure you could follow some lawyers, Dr. Law Mom or something that would help you with that. So the point that I am making is that you need to not fear being single. This is even before you get married too, because a lot of people rush into relationships because they fear being single in the first place. But the point that any psychologist or therapist would make is that you're a person. You deserve to be happy. You need to treat yourself like a person worthy of love. And if that does not mean getting into or staying in a relationship that is like sabotaging your self-esteem. Not that you're not making things worse, because it takes 2 to tango in any dynamic. But you and your partner in couples counseling can learn more respectful and loving ways of interacting. And if not, and if there remains horrible conflict, particularly in front of kids, don't like stay in a horrible situation because you think nobody's going to love you or you're going to be financially ruined. Although I am not a financial advisor, I'm sure that you could talk to a financial advisor or anybody else that could show you how something would be doable. Also, people tend to make more money when they're not miserable, you know, so that it really caps your earning power to be clinically depressed because your marriage is garbage. So that's my PSA for today. Please do follow me and please do like me. Yes, plenty of people are dating because they have a void in their life that they're trying to fill. And that is what I'm saying therapy would be good for, is getting some self-esteem so that you don't feel like you just need to hitch yourself to the next person who happens to say yes to you. You know, a lot of bad marriages start from people who are just like so insecure that they just needed to link up to somebody and it wasn't the right person. You know, so that's the reality, is that if you don't feel confident that you would be able to have a life after the marriage, you're not even choosing to remain married. You're just staying in out of feeling trapped and scared, which is not going to make the marital experience good. You know, that is not going to help you be your best self, going from a place of abject terror. So if you need to work on yourself in order to think, if you think that this is bullshit and you're like the only person in the world who wouldn't be able to find anybody after divorce, well, then therapy can really help with that, you know, because that is inaccurate. You know, everybody who's really trying, yes, everybody who has self-esteem and confidence and who knows their strengths can find somebody to build a life with if they really want to. Especially in the age of dating apps where there's like loads and loads of people at your fingertips. And that was never the case for single parents. You know, you could never be like sitting on the couch, your kids are upstairs asleep, and you're like basically virtually dating, you know? So I will talk to everybody soon. I hope that y'all have a great day. Bye-bye, guys.